Hello, and welcome once again to the Dental Marketing Mastery Series. This podcast is brought to you by dentalwebcontent.com and New Patients Incorporated. I'm Howie Horrocks, the founder of New Patients Incorporated. Along with me once again is my friend and partner and the president of New Patients Incorporated, Mark Dilatush. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Howie.
Yeah, hello, Mark. How you doing out there?
Good.
Very good. Well, this seems to be a day where we're talking about new things, and we've got yet another new thing, do we not?
We do. This is new thing. The prior new thing should be important to every dentist, but I think it's going to take a little while for some to gravitate toward it. The second new thing, I think, is already top of mind with most dentists, and that is securing a consistent number of 5-star or very positive online reviews, and at the same time, managing any disharmony that might exist that you don't know about within your patient base. I think those are top of mind on dentists' mind right now.
Yeah.
There are many obvious benefits to online reviews. It's not a perfect world. It's not a perfect science. We only get to play in the playground, right? We don't own the playground. We only get to play in it. So when you go to play in somebody else's playground, it's kind of nice to sit on the outside and just take a good long look at how everyone is playing, right? Okay. And you formulate your strategy before you go in and play. Otherwise, you go in and you get a dodgeball to the face. You end up crying and leaving the playground, right? So there are many people in the review space. There's like Rate-A-Biz, Rate-A-Doc, there's Yelp, there's Yext, there's Facebook, Google. There's a million places, right, to leave Angie's List. There's a bunch of them, right, to leave a review. And so that's one issue. One issue is, or one question to the dentist might be, should I concern myself with my online reviews, my online reputation? And our answer is, unless you're selling your practice day after tomorrow, yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Let me ask you the counter question. When wasn't it a good time for you to manage your reputation?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the other. So it should be obvious that it's important to manage your reputation. Okay. So having said that, how do I get, this is my staff that I couldn't get to talk really nice about me in order to get referrals from patients. I've been trying to get them to systemize the process of asking patient for referrals since I graduated dental school. How am I going to get my staff to ask my patients to do something that might take 5 or 6 clicks on their phone and leave me a review? And the answer is, that's where most of the systems fail. Okay.
Yeah.
That right there, that feeling in the doctor's mind right now, they're sitting there going, oh, geez, it's something else I have to ask my staff to do. Since the previous 67 things I've asked my staff to do hasn't worked out very well, I don't think the 68th thing is going to work out well either, right?
My staff are immune to me asking them.
That's right. That's right. So doctors who are listening to this, hopefully you're laughing. This is all in fun, but it's in fun, but it's true too, right? you know how it goes. You have a team meeting, you get all excited, you have this new thing. It doesn't matter what the thing is. It could be an intraoral camera, it could be digital x-rays, it could be whatever, some kind of new treatment, zoom whitening. It doesn't matter. It's over your course of your career, you've introduced new things to your staff, and you know how it goes. Everybody's all excited. You have a meeting. Maybe there's some training. Maybe there's even certification involved. And everybody goes back, and that week everybody's jacked up, and a month later everybody says, what the hell did we meet on last month? Right? You don't even remember it, right? It just poof, it just kind of goes away. So when it comes to your online reputation, it is more important. It does require some staff interaction. But the cool thing is that the staff interaction needs to be the icing on the cake and not the cake. Okay, so here's what we're talking about. Here's why Howie started this with the second thing comment. We've previously just announced NPI Concierge. That's the system that connects your scheduler with your practice management software. And today we're announcing NPI Crusader. A crusader is someone who goes out and is an advocate for someone else. In the old days, the real old days, a crusader was a guy with a shield and a spear, right? He would go out there and rape and pillage and take over territory, and you know.
Yeah, this is a little bit different than that.
Yeah, this is we're a little more civilized than that, right? So what we want is we want your patients to become your crusaders, your advocates, right? And the community we want them to advocate you is online. We want them to give you really good reviews, and we want them not just to give you really good reviews, because really good reviews on the wrong review site is, I'm not going to say it's worthless, but
next to
it has marginal worth.
Yeah.
That's a nice way to put it. Okay. So, but 5-star reviews on Google and Facebook, man, they pile up. And when they pile up, they have a really good impact on your online presence, on the conversion from a search screen. And they definitely increase brand awareness. They definitely increase your new patient numbers. So here's what you need to do. You need to go do a search for your practice. Just type in, I don't know, your town dentist, Albuquerque, NM for New Mexico dentist. And look at your website listing the way a prospective new patient would look at it. And then look at how many Google reviews you have versus your competition. If you aren't the king of the hill, you should consider NPI Crusader. Okay? Now, here's why. And again, just like with Concierge, this has been in ridiculous vetting process. It all really comes down to how simple is the solution for two main people. One, my staff. Two, the patient. Because we already know what happens if we email invitations to give me a review. Almost everyone who's listening to this who has one of the patient reminder systems out there, the Smile Reminder, Demand Force, Lighthouse, all of those kinds of programs, they almost all have an email or something that you can send out to solicit referral or solicit reviews from your existing patient base. Okay. But then this creates a whole bunch of other problems. Well, first of all, emails are going to get responded to about 70% less. So there goes your numbers, right? What you want to do is you want to send these by text. So that's the first thing. First thing is really technology. Okay, most of you are using the wrong technology for this purpose. You want to use the text. Now, You also want it to be integrated with your practice management software. And the main reason you want to integrate it with the practice management software is to make it so that your staff doesn't have to remember or do anything. Not one thing. I was joking. I was in front of an audience. I was speaking. You could literally call in sick as a front desk person working at the front desk, and your text reminders to your existing patients that came in that day, asking them to give you a review, they would still go out. Okay. You literally can call in sick and the system will still work behind the scenes and get that. Here's what that's going to do. That's going to do a couple of things. It's going to make it consistent. And the end result is it's going to drive volumes of reviews. And that's what you want. You want volumes of reviews.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree. But I have a question though. What happens if the practice gets less than 5-star? Is that what happens?
Right.
To
That's the next thing that's the segue. Thank you, Howie. That's the next thing I was going to go into, which was, okay, we want volumes, and we want volumes because at this point we don't care really we don't really care about the quality yet. We're going to care really soon. Okay. But right now we just want the volume to pick up, because if you go look at your listing, you don't have hardly any reviews, or you're not the king of the mountain in your local community, and you need to be the king or queen of the mountain. Okay. So volume is your first concern. The second concern is what Howie brought up is, okay, now that I have a volume of reviews, how do I get the good ones onto the right websites? And how do I get the bad ones not to be on the internet? And the whole idea behind this is basically the patient gets a text. They click a smiley face or a frowny face, and the smiley faced ones go to Google, Facebook, whatever your patient has an account for on their phone. And then the frowny face ones go to a review page that is not posted in a public forum. So they get to rant and rave about whatever is troubling them about your dental practice, but they are only communicating that to you. So what you are doing is you're allowing the disgruntled patient to get that out of their system without it becoming public content on the internet.
Yeah, and of course, being the responsible dental practice we know that you are, you want to know if somebody's unhappy.
Oh, absolutely.
So you can jump on it and fix it.
Yeah, you jump on it and fix it, and
but then you don't necessarily need the whole world to know.
No. Yeah, exactly. So, if it's a great review, you get notified. If it's not so great, you also get notified. Okay.
Yeah.
So either way, you're going to get notified, right? So you're going to instantly get notified every time you get a new review, and every time you get a new review that's not so good. Now, the system purposely orchestrates or tries to drive as much traffic to Google reviews and Facebook reviews. If you ask me which is in priority order, it's going to be Google first, Facebook second, but it's like 1 and 2A. Okay. So it's going to try and drive your patients toward one of those two websites first. Now, remember, this is a patient with a phone. You sent this via text. Patients are on their phones a lot. And they're on Facebook and Google, either that through their Gmail account, a lot. And guess which device has their password? It's their phone. So that when they click the little review link that is sent in the text, it's going to look at their credentials, see if they're a Facebook user, see if they're a Gmail user. It's going to go into Google, into your business page, your review area in Google, and sit there with 5 stars waiting for them to tap and then type in the description of their what happened to them today at your office. It's driving them there because their credentials, their login, their password is on their phone, okay? So it could be, and this goes back to me saying it's difficult for most patients to give reviews. If you're the patient, you get a text. Now just think to yourself about what happens when you get a text. Your phone goes beep. You look at it, and in it, there's a link. All you have to do is click the link, okay? And then it comes up with smiley face, frowny face, okay? So if you click smiley face, it goes right to the practices, right to your properly addressed review page, waiting for them to give you 5 stars. That's how many steps it takes for a patient to do it. So remember at the beginning, I said a lot of these review systems fail because it's hard for your staff to use. Then I said your staff doesn't even have to be at work to use this one. Okay. Then I said other review systems send them via email, which makes them much harder to use than text. Okay. This one sends it via text, and it's literally you click the link, click the smiley face, and you are either on Google reviews or you are on Facebook reviews. Their credentials are already processed. They're right exactly where they need to be to leave a review. So it's a one-click step for your customer, or your patient. So it's easy, real easy. So when things are easy for your staff and things are easy for your patients, what happens? You get more reviews. And what happens when you get more reviews? You become the king or the queen of the mountain in your local market. And what are we all about? Right? Making kings and queens in local dental markets. That's what we're about, right? So
that's what we do.
This is a little piece, okay? It's an important piece, okay? But it's a little piece, and it's real affordable. It's $149 a month, and there's no contract. And if you don't like it for some reason, get rid of it. No big deal, right? It's not a marriage. It's a month by month thing.
Wow, that sounds great.
Right. So your takeaway is if you're not the king or queen of the mountain in your local market, chances are it's too difficult for your staff, or they're too involved, or it's too difficult for your patients, or they're too involved. And with the right solution, you minimize both of those, and guess what happens? Boom. You end up with the best reputation in your local market. And that's
you end up with a lot of crusaders out there.
A lot of crusaders. That's right. So that's NPI Crusader. If any of you have any, you don't have to be our customer or our client already to have it. You can call and just order it from us. But of course, if you are a customer, we have lots of bundles that make it even more affordable. You know, if you're interested in concierge or dental web content bundles, it's almost free. So anyway, that's NPI Crusader.
Thanks a lot, Mark. And to our podcast listeners, thank you as well. And we'll see you again soon. We hope you've enjoyed our podcast today. You can find more podcasts on our YouTube channel, on Stitcher, and iTunes. Also on our websites, dentalwebcontent.com and newpatientsinc.com.